Hey guys, Artosis here, and today what I'm going to be doing is going over some user replays. So these are replays from a player known as Zesky. He's a regular guy in the chat. Thanks Zesky for the replays. He was looking for some help. He's a C-rank Terran player, looking to get better. Sent me one replay of each matchup. So we're just going to take a quick look at them and give some pointers and mention what should be worked on. So the first one up, TVP. On Polypoid. All the games will be on Polypoid here today. He says, it felt like I missed an opportunity while his goons were away around 11:30 to actually end him due to not enough army scans to scans the comsat. Then I felt super trash because he wouldn't try and break me at all, preventing me from getting onto the map. Okay, so let's take a look, right? So we have Zesky here, his opponent over here. Let's just go ahead and take a look what his opener is looking like. Doesn't matter as much what his opponent is doing, since we're trying to help him specifically here. So keep an eye on his play. Alright, Barracks goes down. SimCity is, we'll see where his next depot goes, because this can still be okay if he puts depot here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, an interesting SimCity, but totally fine. Okay, factory way off to the side. I think that's a little bit forward. I can see if an add-on's here, you're kind of walking all your units around. So it could be a little bit annoying. The eBay block. Okay, that's kind of cool. So he found him quickly. He put down the eBay block. A Vulture expand. I like it. I like it. This is actually a pretty modern build that we're seeing. Definitely wants to get that up. The goons are coming pretty quickly. That's a little bit nerve-wracking. If the goons came forward, he could actually make this a little bit scary. So maybe work on that timing a little bit on the bunker. Like, if you're doing the... here's just a few tips on that opening build order, specifically, right? So it was a Vulture expand. It was a 3 depot one. If you scout your opponent first, you don't need to do a 3 depot one. A 3 depot one is normally against incoming Zealots. So since you get there first and you don't see a Zealot, you can actually just go 2 depot and go for the bunker quicker before the Vulture. And that's going to kind of give you the fastest command center and the safest play. But overall, a good expo. Okay, so the Vulture going to pop up and get a scout off. All right, so here we don't see a Nexus. There's a goon on the ramp, right? He's not going to be able to see what's up there. The goon is far enough down that it'll block vision from peeking up. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you scout and they don't have a Nexus started by 4 minutes and 15 seconds to 4 minutes and 20 seconds, that's literally the latest standard Nexus, like after 3 goons range and 3 pylons, starts at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So we're at 4:44. As soon as you see that, siege mode turrets. That's the way to do it. Like, you are being cheesed in some way. They are doing something goofy. And you don't want to play fancy, you just want to play safe. Let's take a look. He actually does have siege on the way, so already that's good. It looks like that was probably not in response to not seeing the Nexus, but that's fine. You can just do siege expands as well. There's no problem with that. Also, another little tip, because we see the bunker is very low, and this is something I struggled with for a really long time. You got to be careful about having SCVs down here on time. So here's a little trick. Basically, the quickest goon range will ever be finished is like 4 minutes, 25 seconds. So around 4 minutes and 20 seconds, like similar time to that you're scouting this, send 2 SCVs to your natural. You don't need to send 3, send 2. There's almost never 3 goons immediately there because they have to block scouting. So yeah, there's a little tip for you. Because see, now you're like getting this off there. It's slowing down your command center a little bit. It looks like Zesky knows what he's doing. 1 SCV per goon attacking. Oh! Ooh, that was so close. That was so close to dying. All right, there's more goons on the way, but he's going to have siege mode. Not too fearful of him dying. Does have an SCV in there that could be used as well. This pathing is just awful. The SCV went down here and turned around. Okay, so he has the 3rd before the goons come. We get to gain some health on that. All right, let's see what else we're doing here. Armory, Academy. Okay, cool. Command center's up. Another little tip on SCV transfers. When your command center hits 1,300 hit points, send SCVs. All right, Siege pushes that back. Looks good. Now, it turned out to be 2-gate range, but you couldn't know this for sure. So like I mentioned, this should have been a turret game, but he'll be fine with the Academy. In fact, maybe I should just take that off. Take off that vision. Good scouting. Excellent with the Vulture. This is superb with the Vulture expand. If you keep it alive this long and you kill a probe that's trying to make a third Nexus, first off, you know what he's doing. That probe is not there as a mind game, okay? You have a 5 hit point Vulture on the map. Like, he was going to expand there, so this was really good. +1 is on the way. You definitely want to get another factory started. This is getting pretty late for your second fact. As you see, you actually have a good amount of minerals banked as well. Generally, like, the order... Here's the thing. In this, people get confused, and this is something that I struggled with for a long time, was like, what's the order you want your buildings in? Okay? It doesn't matter that much for second factory, armory, academy. When you get really tight builds, you'll start to kind of learn where to put those. But just saying, like, all of this, second gas, armory, academy, and second factory all come up right around the same time. So we're definitely late on the second factory here, and that's going to make everything harder. Like, you need those extra units. Also, like, basically, here's a little bonus, like, cheater thing for you. Okay? Basically, once you make the armory, always get the second gas. That's generally a good way to look at it, because you're going to start ramping up your gas consumption. Okay, so that scout had died. Okay, there's a solid scan. Solid scan. Okay, that's actually a ton of info. That's a ton of info. Now, seeing a citadel with 2 gates and then the third base, I would look at this and say, is this like a DT drop? Is this... Because it's like observer, citadel, but only 2 gates. So, I mean, maybe the build is just off, or maybe it's like a DT drop. That's kind of what it looks like right now to me. I guess I can see on the production tab that it's actually legs. That's a little bit too quick for legs, but that's okay. All right, third fact, good stuff. I like it. eBay coming up, good stuff. Yeah, you never want your eBay too late. I would say by the time your third factory's up, almost every single game you'll have your eBay started. By then at the latest. Yeah, fourth fact, okay, I like it. Mines already, that's good. Speed started, good. Third command center. Kind of a funny place for it, but that's okay. Okay. Starport coming up. Oh, and +1 is done. Okay, so here's another little tip. Might want to write some of these down. Basically, when your +1 is halfway done, that's when you start Starport. If you start Starport exactly when +1 is halfway done, your science facility will finish at the same time as +1. And that'll allow you to get constant upgrades. If you miss it, don't worry about it that much. That's not the thing that's going to keep you out of B rank. But it's just like little things like that, I think are always a smart thing to think of. Like, oh, you finish your armory, or you're getting your armory, get your second gas. Oh, +1's halfway done, get a starport. That type of thing, right? If you had the little, like, when this is there, do this, those really help out. Because you can't remember, like, numbers and times for everything, but, like, ordering on things, like when this is half done, do that, I think is a lot easier to remember. All right, third base down. Additional facts. This is good. This is good macro. 59 SCVs against 54 probes. That's really solid. Okay, another scan goes down. I would probably not use scans like this. Scans to find a scan to find the third base. I think that scan was good. After that, you're not going to be scanning locations like this as much anymore. You have speed vultures, so just send a vulture there, right? Use scans to check things like what his army looks like and what his tech looks like, how many gateways he has, right? Because like if you scan right now and you see 10 gates, you know it's gateway man. If you scan right now and see carriers, you know it's carriers. But right now we don't know that for sure, right? Because we're scanning the bottom right, which you see a probe, and it's like, well, a vulture has to go there anyways, so don't bother scanning stuff like that. A good macro. We have that +1 armor. Second armory is done, so hopefully you get that +2 attack going. Solid macro overall, I want to say. It's like this is a healthy factory count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th factory on the way. That's really, really solid for 3 base. In fact, right now the meta is 7 factories on 3 base into a 4th base. So we'll see if that's what you go for, but that's really good. Spending the money quite well. 65 SCVs, that's a really healthy amount. We have more scans going down for things like expansions. I already kind of mentioned that, but yeah, not the way you generally want to do it. Ton of zealots coming out. You definitely want a more forward position. That's great. That looks good. Mines here and mines here. Hey, 4th CC off 7 facts. Very good. 2-1 on the way. Good macro still. Keeping very close to the Protoss supply-wise. This is actually, this is good. Like, we're at 1246, you're at 130. That's really not bad. In a game like this, at 12 minutes, like, really high-level play will be 140 supply. You're actually not that far off there, right? You're missing a few rounds, but you have the right factory count. Really not bad. Right, good factory ads. So the vulture production seems to be a little bit off. We're missing rounds here. You can kind of tell because you could easily be maxed right now if you were just hitting those. You have the depots already, which is good. You have the bank. You have the factory count. Look, that's 9 facts. It's really solid, right? It's rare that you even get more than 9 facts. So this is like a very good factory count. Good upgrades. 4th base pretty much on time. Decent mines out there. Everything looking good. You've had some good scans. Double Stargate Arbiter. That's when you start to cry because you know you can't win. I'm just joking. But maybe not. Yeah, sending some tanks up here, some more mines. Would have been better to have a couple tanks already up there, but not the end of the world. You dealt with that well. Big bank right now. Oh, it's looking strong. The one thing, right? Okay, so basically here, you're maxed out. You're starting to bank a ton. You got good upgrades. Do we have 3-2? Yeah, 3-2's already on the way. EMP, vessels, everything looks really good. It's a very solid SCV count. It's like 64. That's good. That's playable for the whole game. 4th base, 3rd gas. Everything looks pretty strong. So what you want to do in this situation, because I'm not exactly sure what you're doing here, but this is the point where you make sure that you're doing things like putting mines everywhere, like 1,000 mines here and 1,000 mines here and 1,000 mines here and 1,000 mines here. Turrets all here. Turrets here. Turrets up here. Hell, put some turrets in here, right? Like, that's the type of move that you want to be doing here. If you can run around vultures and stuff, I can see with your APM that's going to be a little bit difficult. But basically, you have to look at this and say, okay, you got a great army, great upgrades, great economy, great production. What can actually hurt you? Probably a recall. That's the only thing that really comes to mind. Vessel going to the side to try to catch recall. I like it. That's some confidence right there. Yeah, good. Scanning for army. That's always a good play. Oh, brutal. If you get that, that's the sickest EMP. Okay, yeah, look at that. Now a ton of turrets there. That's really fantastic. I would leave 1 tank here always. You don't want like 1 goon to come up and ruin everything, or one zealot. Ooh, those EMPs. Always good to float a building here. Yeah, wait for those stasis to run out. Scanning, okay. How is this game ending in like 2 seconds? Ah. Yeah, it's not the greatest attack right there. But I think overall the gameplay was solid. I would watch what you're doing with the scans. PM 979, nice. Because you don't want to be just scanning for other bases later in the game. Have your vultures run around, do that a bit more, lay your mines out, push more slowly. The thing is, if Protoss sits there, it's really hard to attack in, like truly difficult. So yeah, you might want to take it a little bit slower, spread everything. It's tough, but good play. All right, TVZ, let's see. 9-pool opener from B rank Zerg player. Decided to skip Expo and go for a stronger timing attack before mutas were out. Didn't really work. However, I felt that my handling of the 9-pool aftermath was terribly done. All right, let's see that. I actually, against 9-pool speed, I actually play one base a reasonable amount of the time. So I definitely have thoughts on how to play that correctly. So let's see. Yeah, there's the 9-pool. Okay. Oh no, cancel the gas. So it looks like it's just 9-pool. Yeah. 9-pool Expo. Okay. Yeah, good, solid. As soon as they turn around, send some SCVs back. First off, normally you'll block with 4 total. It's okay to bring a couple more if you don't feel confident in your micro. No problem there. But as soon as they pull back, you need to send some back. You don't want this many sitting there. You want to get down to 2 as quickly as possible without feeling unsafe. Okay. Now, the 2 barracks counter to 9-pool, if it's no speed, I think that's really solid. Just non-stop Marines. You'll go up to 4 or 5 depots and then your command center. And that's really good. It looks like you're going to be going up to Academy. It's hard to time out an Academy push on 2 base against a Muta opener. If you do something like this, you also have to go into Vessel. You can't go like Marine Medic push and expand against something like this. So we'll see if that's what you end up doing here. So Stim is on the way. Yeah, okay. When you have a small push like this, pre-range and everything, as soon as you see 2 Sunkens turn around, never attack 2 Sunks. 1 Sunk you can bust easily, 2 Sunks, if he has anything else there, you can't bust it. And that's, again, that's with small amounts like this. If you have 12 Marines, 3 medics, and range, you will slaughter this. But this is not. This is 2 medics, no range, and you had 1 more Marine here, so it's 10 Marines, right? So, and those numbers make a huge difference. So yeah, that didn't quite work. Okay, and you start a command center here. So again, if you want to go 2 racks Academy against early pool openers, and I think it's fine, really. I think that it's something that can work. But you have to stay on 1 base for a really long time. You have to go right up into Vessels, because notice he already has mutas on the way. You're just not prepared. You don't have turrets or anything. You're trying to get an expansion up, and the timing just doesn't work out. It's like just a mathematical thing. Medics are stupid. All right, turrets going up. This is so funny. I made a cage for your SCV. If you were microing mutas, this would be great to select them with. Kind of an annoying one. Good turrets. Probably could use 1 more turret up here. No turrets of the natural, unfortunately. Yeah. Just a bit painful. Oh, also, just in general, if your opponent makes like a real large amount of Zerglings, it's okay to put some fire bats with your Marines and medics in the early game, but generally when mutas are out, you don't want the fire bats with your army, and if you do have them there, just hockey them with the medics, because you don't need to stim them, and if you stim them at all in the main group, they'll go ahead of the Marines because they don't stop to attack anything, and they get picked off really easily. So yeah, it looks like that's about it. He has too much of an advantage now without the expansion really mining. Worker count's too close. Yeah. GG. So yeah, if you want to play 1 base against early Zerg cheese, just make sure you are going up all the way, tech-wise. Get up to the Vessels, get a Radiate. If they're going into lurkers and stuff, you can even get siege tanks before you expand. You'll be able to, like, just make sure you're building your SCVs and stuff, and you'll be all right. Okay, this one is TVT 3-fact volt versus 3-fact volt. 30-minute game where my opponent had majority of the bases. Okay, so this will probably come down to the opening. So, all right, here's Zeski. Factory, factory. Okay, good. Solid, solid. Ah, oh, okay. So started a bunker, realized he didn't need it, canceled it. That is totally fine. Okay, so, okay, mines coming up. We don't have an armory. Okay, so there's some problems with your overall income, the way that you're collecting right now, right? So you have 3 on gas. And you're going mines. It's okay to open mines. There's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely mine openers that you can do. But you shouldn't be mining this much gas that early. I know these optimizations are like hard to take in and everything, but like if you're not spending any gas, don't mine so much gas, just a little bit. And especially if you're going 3 factory vulture, you actually, if you go 3 factory vulture, you don't generally want SCVs on gas, a lot of them on gas, until like after you're mining from this command center, basically, right? So you could have just gotten the factories quicker. That's something you can learn more over time. But let's look at the overall broad strokes. That might be some more high level stuff. Okay, so he has 2 factory vulture. It's funny, like if you miss any of your production cycles, 2 factory vulture can make as many or more. Okay, so, and he's going mines and second add-on up here. And we have 3 fact vulture all producing right now. So it looks here like this was mostly a production issue. Because what I believe we're about to see, right? This is 10 vultures going in against 7. That is devastation for Zeski. And if you ever lose an early vulture war, your opponent gains map control completely. So let's see how this goes. Oof. Yeah, that's painful. That's painful. Okay, so this goes down to this moment, of course. Down 10 SCVs after that. So definitely Ghost optimization. Let me just speak about this type of position first. If you are going vulture versus vulture and you lose map control, like your opponent gets more units, you need to go up to 5 factories to gain some sort of parity. Even if they're getting their bases up more quickly, you need 5 factories so you don't get contained. Your number one priority is to like kind of get out far enough that you will not be in a complete containment where you just die because he rallies siege tanks. Okay, let's jump back and look at the actual optimization of the build because he just has more vultures, okay? Okay, so let's take a look. So vulture add-on. Vulture add-on's okay, you can do it. Like, it can be risky at times. Okay, starts a bunker, unsure what's going on. That's fine too. Cancels the bunker. Okay. Second factory, okay. Quick mines I don't even have a problem with. Okay, so, like, look here, right? And this is... I screw this up sometimes, too. Like, you made a depot that was timed out the same time as your command center. Okay, so a command center takes 3 depots to make. Right? And it gives 10 supply as opposed to 8. So, like, if your command center is 2/3 the way done and you find that your supply blocked and you think about making a depot, don't. Because the depot and the command center will finish at the same time. You'll be in this situation where you're 36-52. Command center's halfway done, you realize you need a depot? Okay. So, a little bit of a hiccup there. Just not producing out of this factory. Okay, there it is. Yeah, and this guy's just very solid on that early vulture production. It's really important that you have the early, if you're gonna go vulture. And the thing is, like, honestly, right, like I have avoided for years these builds because this happens so much if someone is just slightly better than the other one macro wise. Like, you might be strategically better than your opponent. It doesn't matter. If he has 3 more vultures at this stage of the game, you have to get those. So the optimization of the gas, right? The general build order of 3 factory vulture would be like factory, expansion while you're making a vulture, depot before the vulture's done, another vulture, then add-on, or 3 vultures, then add-on, another factory during the add-on, 3rd factory at 28 supply. Okay, so, and then when the 3rd factory finishes, you put all your guys back on gas. And you just fit in speed as you can, or mines as you can. Well, generally, if you get mines first, it'll be a rush into mines. But anyways, it's all about the optimization of that if you want to play this. Also, the bunker you were making, it's okay to let the bunker finish and go vultures. It is okay. It's kind of weird, but it's okay. If you feel like your opponent's going to outmacro you with that, it's something that you can do. Okay. Well, that is a little review, guys, of Zesky's ladder games. I hope that this helped you, Zesky, and I hope this helps other people watching to improve their play a bit. Let me know in the comments if you like the video. Thanks for watching.